Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the FFA Way podcast. I'm your host, Madison Pauly, and today's episode is honestly something that doesn't always get enough attention: the agriculture teacher shortage. And not just what it is, but why it matters, how it affects you, and whether you realize it or not, what we can actually do to fix it. Now, I want you to imagine something for a second. Imagine walking into your school campus and there's no ag department. No shop, no greenhouse, no FFA meetings, no blue jackets, no competitions, no conferences, and most importantly, no leadership opportunities. Because here's the reality. When there's no ag teacher, there's no FFA chapter. And when there's no FFA chapter, we don't just lose a class, but we lose a community, we lose opportunities, and we lose future leaders. And right now, that's a reality more and more schools are starting to face. Now let's talk about the numbers, because this isn't just a feeling, but this is a real, measurable problem. Across the United States, there are over 400,000 teaching positions that are either unfilled or filled by people who aren't fully qualified. And that's about 1 in 8 teaching positions. Think about that. Now let's zoom in even further. Around 86% of schools report that they are struggling to hire teachers. So this isn't just agriculture, it's education as a whole. But ag education, it's being hit especially hard. And right now, there are hundreds of unfilled ag teaching positions across the country. Some states are graduating way fewer ag teachers than they actually need. For example, imagine a state that has 60 open ag teaching jobs, but only 20 qualified graduates ready to fill them. That is not a small gap, that is a crisis. And here in California, it hits even closer to home. In just 1 year, nearly 100 agriculture teachers left the profession. And at the same time, new ag programs are being created and student interest is growing. So we have more students who want ag education, but fewer teachers to actually teach it. And then there's one statistic that really stuck out to me. About half of agriculture teachers leave the profession within their first 5 years. Half. That means if you walk into an ag classroom today, there's a real chance that teacher might not still be teaching in just a few years. So the question becomes, why? Why are we losing ag teachers faster than we could replace them? And the answer isn't just one thing, but it's a combination of challenges. The first challenge is that fewer people are entering the profession. Fewer students are choosing to become teachers, and teaching in general has seen a decline in interest over the years. Teacher preparation programs have dropped significantly in enrollment, and when you narrow that down to ag education, it gets even smaller. Because not only do you need someone who wants to teach, but you need someone who understands agriculture, and that's a very specific and limited group of people. The second reason is that teachers are leaving. And this is probably the biggest piece of the problem. And ag teachers aren't just teachers, but they're also advisors, coaches, mentors, event coordinators, travel planners, fundraisers. They are balancing so many roles at once, and the hours don't stop when the bell rings. They're there early mornings, late nights, weekend competitions, county fairs, conferences. This is not just a job, but it's a lifestyle. And while it can be incredibly rewarding, it can also be exhausting. And if you add in factors like pay that doesn't always match the workload, and burnout becomes very real. The third issue is that programs are growing faster than teachers. And here's the ironic part. Agriculture education is actually growing, and more schools want ag programs, more students are interested in FFA, and more communities see the value in ag education, but we don't have enough teachers to support that growth. So instead of expansion being a good thing, it becomes overwhelming. And this isn't just about jobs, but it's about impact, because ag teachers don't always just teach content, but they build people and they create leaders and they give students a place to belong. Now think about everything that comes from ag education: leadership skills, public speaking, hands-on learning, career pathways, and confidence. Without ag teachers, those opportunities disappear. And for some students, FFA is the reason they stay in school. It's the reason they find their passion, and it's the reason they believe in themselves. So when we lose ag teachers, we're not just losing educators, but we're losing impact and we're losing futures. And I want to make this personal for a second. Think about your ag teacher, the one who stays late to help you prepare for a contest, and the one who pushes you to run for office, the one who believes in you, and even when you didn't believe in yourself, the person that didn't have to do all that, but they chose to. Ag teachers show up in ways that go beyond the classroom, and chances are you want to be the same person today without them. So this is how we fix it. It's the most important part of this episode. What do we do about it? Because this isn't just a problem that we can just talk about. It's one that we have to solve. This starts with for our first thing, we're going to want to support teachers better. This starts with valuing ag teachers for what they actually do. This means better, more support, more resources, especially for everything they do outside of the classroom. And then we're going to want to build the pipeline. We need more future ag teachers. And honestly, they're already sitting in ag classrooms right now. They are FFA members, students like you, students who already understand the impact of ag education. And we need to start encouraging those students to consider teaching as a career. And then we need to keep the teachers we already have. Retention matters just as much as recruitment. New teachers need mentorship, support systems, guidance, because in the first few years, from what I heard, are the hardest. And if we can support them early, we can keep them longer. And then also, ag teachers don't always get the recognition they deserve. So we need to change that. We need to share their stories, highlight their impact, celebrate what they do, because when people understand the value of ag teachers, they're more likely to support them. And at the end of the day, this isn't just an education issue, but it's an agriculture issue. It's a leadership issue. It's a future issue. Because agriculture depends on the next generation, and the next generation depends on ag teachers. So here's a question I want to leave you all with. If ag teachers are the ones shaping the future, who's going to step up to become one? Because the truth is, the solution to this problem might already be sitting in an ag classroom, wearing a blue jacket, listening to this podcast. Thank you all for listening to this episode of the FFA Way. If this episode meant something to you, share it with someone, start the conversation, thank an ag teacher, because this is a problem we can't ignore, and it's a future worth fighting for. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.